Hello and welcome back to another episode of TikTok. My name is Petru, and in this video we're going to be looking at a free vulnerability scanner by the name of Nikto. And some of you guys may have heard this before, and that's probably why you're watching this video. And there are quite a few other vulnerability scanners that we'll look at in the future as well, like Nessus, which is quite a popular one too. If you haven't already, go back and watch my cookie hijacking video that I put out a couple of weeks ago. That was a really good and entertaining video, so go back and have a look at that. Other than that, we're going to jump straight into it. So what we have here is a Parrot OS machine, virtual machine, and I've also got a Metasploitable 2 virtual machine running in the background as well. And for those that don't know, Metasploitable is another Linux-based machine which is preloaded with a bunch of vulnerabilities. So it's not something that you want to have in a live production environment, but it's used to just test and practice vulnerability scanning and even ethical hacking, or not ethical hacking, I guess. So we'll get straight into it. I'll show you what the Metasploitable site looks like once you've got that running. So I've just got this connected in a bridged adapter mode, and when you go to the IP address of Metasploitable, this is the sort of page that you'll see. And today we're going to be focusing on the damn vulnerable web application section here. So I'll go back to the terminal and I'll just show you guys how to write a basic Nikto script. So it's pretty simple. So we're just going to type Nikto and then a dash and a H that's the variable for the host that you want to scan. So in this case will be HTTP and then 192.168.1.254 and then /DVWA. The other thing you can add to this is a output file command, and there's a couple of ways that you can really do that, but the way you can do that inside of Nikto itself is to do a dash output or an O, and just type the name of the file that you want the output to be saved as. So in this case I'll just do 192.168.1.254.txt. I'm also running this inside of my desktop directory, so wherever you're running this from, that's where the file will save. If you want to save it in another directory, you could just use that instead of just the text name. So we're going to start running this now, and it shouldn't take too long to complete. Keep in mind that if you are going to vulnerability scan a production server that's running and is under load at the time, then you might want to put that off until a time when the server's not under too much load, because vulnerability scanning can make that server work extra hard to produce the outputs and stuff, and some people can be annoyed by that. So this is just finished. It took about 26 seconds, and we've got a bunch of common vulnerabilities that are being spat out here. Now there's a downside to all this, which is the OSVDB. These are the individual vulnerabilities that were found. Now the OSVDB stands for Open Source Vulnerability Database, and that has since been shut down, I think in 2016, 2017. So that database isn't available at the moment. But what you could do is use this to check if there are any vulnerabilities, and then you could go back to, say, the Apache server or the server type itself, or the PHP version, which is PHP 5.2.4, and then you could go to a site like the National Vulnerability Database, which is hosted by NIST, and you could search for vulnerabilities that are known for PHP 5.2.4. And in this case, there are a few high vulnerabilities where if this was a live production site, then you would want to mitigate those vulnerabilities. I think the best thing to do would be to upgrade PHP, because that's pretty old there. So that's pretty much all there is to it, really. It was a pretty short video, just the basics of Nikto and how to run a really simple vulnerability scan. Nikto only checks for around 6,000 vulnerabilities, so it's not really that many compared to other programs like Nessus, which I think checks for around 50 to 60,000 vulnerabilities, or maybe even more now. So that's definitely more effective if you were professionally doing vulnerability scanning. But if you just wanted to check, your home server or a computer, or just for fun, just for practice, then Nikto is definitely the way to go. So that's pretty much all to it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and like, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Go back and watch some of my other videos if you're new here. I've got some pretty cool ones there too. Until then, I'll see you next time.